An Ode to Humor by Barbara Spiato, my final presentation for humor, health, and healing. In my 49 years of circling the sun, I've seen things go and I have seen them come. I will tell you the tale of what I have learned and how I have expanded and how I have grown. So gather your chair as you allow me to share in my self-inflicted humorous dare. For as my final note paper I write for this time, I give you these lyrical rhymes. I will tell you tales of how I have come to learn that a worry care need not be mine to own. No, rather, you see, you and me, we can learn to giggle and laugh and have joy in our hearts, even at times when life is falling apart. Gone are the times when I would sit with self-doubt that while in a room all alone, I knew there were many spirits about. What was this static like fuzz that I see all around, this energy that seems to have no bounds? Spirit guides I called, be my friend, tell me, is this real or my mind's pretend? So many questions, knowledge needed, for I wanted to understand. My spirit guides, they responded, they gave me a hand, thus on Georgian court steps did I land. What makes me laugh? First question posed to the class, oh how do I explain, it's my antics, my gas. Reading Goodhart and Klein, insightful and true, in using laughter to replace the blue. Expand the view before our eyes and see, then you will understand the lesson of tee-hee. Critical to comical I explain in my writings, my intuition I have found is worth citing. Thus no harsh words or thoughts occupy my mind or utter my lips. I keep a humorous view of my life in my grip. Born Italian, Irish, Catholic am I, so Calvinistic thought process is of no surprise. Viewing life with consistent rationality is naught. This view should not be bought. Instead, may I decree, learning the secrets of humor and laughter is what should be. 3 myths uncovered in week 1. This class is going to be fun. Energy of the laughter is shared and contagious and will not be lost in the ages. Laughter really is a tension release, and being happy is not required, but is always desired. Awareness that humor and laughter are not the same thing, just as a diamond and a zirconia is not the same ring. What is the dark side of humor and the pain caused as consequence? We've learned of how dark humor is veiled as something funny and benign, of how it causes long-lasting pain and sadness each time. Taught us have they, this Goodhart and Klein, that dark humor is in fact a veil, an armor, a covert way of attack. So be mindful, I say to thee, of how you treat others, for the truth in the end is that we all are brothers. Teasing and being a bully, there is no excuse, only sadness and hurt does this produce. Next time you think to tease or insult, remember that karma will come around to bite you in your butt. Tickling, too, is where one who wants to dominate will nest, so may I suggest the use of smiles and hugs and kind words will work best. Jokes, teasing, and tickling the fuel to a dark fire. Fear, anger, and resentment is the outcome produced of this dark covert desire. Rather rekindle laughter like a baby or child and feel the pure joy it inspires. This I say to all with no need for a crystal ball. Surround yourself with joy and good people, then good things will happen. Surround yourself with being a bully, teasing, and dark humor, see your life come down crashing. What is your favorite funny book or movie? Young Frankenstein is my all-time favorite comedy. Horror films I fear, but I laugh at this parody. As an intuitive child who sensed the spirits about, these films filled my head with fear and doubts. This version of Young Frankenstein, enjoy it I do, and I will tell you why. It recreates what I fear into the silly, and in this gives my laughter ability. Absurdity bubbles to the surface and allows me to ease, thus the fear does not take hold like a cancerous disease. No watching with friends these Freddy Krueger, Jason, or Michael Myers for us. Fear and discomfort is the energy they bring. Much rather be in a karaoke bar where we laugh while we sing. Give me Abby Normal's brain over Hannibal's dinner selection, and my energy field stay strong with protection. Fear and dark thought energy is never near. A self-empowered me is what I hold dear. And as Klein explains, humor gives us power, and here is where I reign. So I say to thee, dear classmates of mine, rant and enjoy Young Frankenstein. Laugh while you watch and think of me, for Goodhart and Klein would agree, it really is a must-see. Patch Adams. Looking beyond the Western Newtonian approach was Patch Adams' goal, giving myself and my colleagues a broader view and compassion for the patient, his life's role. Prior to this view, he was unknown to me, this hidden gem, but now I intend to share with my colleagues this movie, for it is my duty to spread the knowledge of his healing integrity. I will do so with much sincerity. This story is real, and not only the patient did he heal, or you and I, pray tell, but himself as well, for depression had taken hold of Patch until understanding Arthur's meaning of seeing beyond the four fingers was hatched. Patch saw the value of humor and healing. He was funny, smart, and full of compassion in all of his dealings. Connecting to another human in need, he saw as his deed. He led by example and changed those physicians around him by planting the seed. A pool filled with noodles did he dive, to make an old lady smile and thrive. To know someone cared is what she needed, and doing so her healing completed. Brilliance does Patch Adam possess, and allow me to attest, his brightness outweighs any computer gigabyte, and may I wish all a gesundheit. What is therapeutic humor? As my dad lay dying, I felt there was no end to the crying. But my family does have a strong sense of humor, which was no match for Dad's diagnosed worn heart and cancerous tumor. Out of her stress, Mom would burp loud as a horn, causing her children to giggle as we cried and we mourned. An aha came when revealed fear, anger, and boredom are emotions not to be fixed, but rather are natural and universal, not to be nixed. They are a necessary part to the healing process. In one word, I said, wow, and then I had a cow, for this was not the nursing I was taught, but is now a concept I have caught. 3 types of laughter we have learned to define can be scary and kind. The first laugh can be produced at times of fear. This nervous, high-pitched sound is really not music to one's ears, with sweaty, clammy extremities to let you know there is a calamity. The second scares me the most, the sound that a menacing maniac will host, the laugh of a horror movie killer that causes you to sweat, not a movie I will see, on that you can bet. Deep and throaty is its sound, one you wish that never comes around. The third type of laughter is the musical sound of pure joy, the giggles made in playgrounds by the little girls and boys. No change in our body will it create, rather peace, presence, and joy is what awaits. Goodhart gives this brief. The only thing laughter cannot rebalance chemically is grief. But do not fear, rather find relief. Because tears are much needed catharsis, so please take heed. Remember to allow tears to flow when needed. Healing will occur, I guarantee it. What is the relationship between spirituality and humor? Goodhart and Klein gives this lesson to hold, that guilt and harsh judgment gives false illusion of being in control. The universe lesson to see the bigger picture, and in doing so, life will be richer. So understand challenges are needed for this life experiences. So trust in the universe and not focus on hindrances. For when one is authentic, the universe gives smiles and teaches us to laugh when in life we find trials. Born Catholic in this incarnation, the universe chuckled and gave declaration. So born was I, to sense and see the spiritual side. Religion was challenged, and spirituality was ignited. Today I acknowledge, and I always invite it. I have this ability that I now embrace, with gratitude, understanding, and with grace. This incarnation's production is not without obstruction. Conversing with guides is a lesson in deduction, to understand a language with no instruction. Symbolism used is strong, but many times I have gotten it wrong. Guides seem to play Pictionary, but smile and ignore a request to give me a dictionary. Love is the base of all that they do. I know this to be true, but I lament I do, my feelings of having no clue. For now they rarely just give full disclosure, and make me laugh as they ask me to keep my composure. My spirit guides will smile when I start to complain, causing me to laugh and whine that I have no game. How do you use humor to get through a loss or a disappointment? Smiles really do set everything straight. On this note, I can relate. Good heart and Klein have opened the gate, so please let me state, life will not run smooth 24/7, but experience it on earth a bit of heaven by learning to laugh and knowing humor, learning to be a giggle consumer. Many times in my life I experienced the sad, saw life challenges as times to be mad, but now I understand and tell you I am glad, for those challenges brought me to a place deep inside. I met up with the me that I often hide. Good news, bad news is what I do best. It keeps my intentions, my energy in check. For I know I am loved and am blessed, so when something goes wrong, I try to view as a test. The challenges and hard times will always show face, but how I handle the drama is to not run from the chase. For what the universe sets in my place has reason and meaning, and is never coincidence. Remembering this keeps me on the right journey without further hindrance. Select a dark or sad story from the media and rewrite it as a funny story. Rewrite a dark story was the final assignment, and when viewing the evening news, darkness was the greater climate. So many choices, sad to say, but what caught my attention was the numerous politicians taking a roll in the hay. Inappropriateness, it seems to reign in the halls of justice and across the plains. Men voted into the positions of law leave me shaking my head in awe. A leadership role they wanted to hook, but in doing so, making their life an open book. The media surrounds with cameras and notebooks, yet they think tweeting naked self-pictures will be overlooked, along with lies, indiscretions, and being a crook. Naked self-pictures, prostitutes, and all kinds of sexual scandal is giving the White House more than it can handle. Clinton, Spitzer, Filner, and Sanford all believe they have what the ladies are after. Smart, brilliant policy makers by day and sad men by night places the American people in a plight. Wiener is one who gives us a chuckle, for he cannot see exposing his junk, and snapping a tweet does not give the American women a treat. He wants to be elected, to be the number one selected, but how can New York City trust and take a chance on a man who is known for dropping his pants? In my 49 years of circling the sun, I've seen things go, I have seen them come. Authentic am I with no reason to hide, for you and I are so much more than beneath the eye. This class taught us well, and now I try not to cry when things are not as they should be, remembering I much rather laugh till I pee, which as I get older isn't so difficult, you see. I replace the critical with comical, because this life you see is just a mere glimpse of the soul that is me. This did not come easy, it is true, but believe I say goodbye to being what others wanted me to be. I welcome the journey to finding it is okay to be this quirky person called me.